Hello, my name is David and welcome to our CBTs. In today's special video, we want to cover 30 questions for your NECO and WAEC GCE. Now, these questions, you will see them in WAEC, NECO, you will see them in NATEB, you will see them in JUPEB, you will see them in even the general WAEC, that's the major WAEC and NECO exams. You even see it in your JAM. Alright, so you want to make sure that you ride along with me and pay rapt attention. And if you have any question or you need better explanation, please use the comment section and let's reason together. So let's go into it. Question 1. Choose from the options letter A to E, the one that contains the sound segment represented by the given phonetic symbol. What's the symbol? This is the symbol. Now, what is this symbol? This symbol is symbol, okay? Like you want to say think, TH. This is the symbol for it. Alright. Right. So which of these texts? Okay, I already gave you the clue, right? So is the sound, and that is option D. Question 2. Choose from the options letter A to E. Choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. Alright, so we have the gap. We need to take from these options to fill in this gap to complete the sentence. This is the kind of soft drink dash. Now choose the option. I should give you time to think through and choose the option as though you are simulating your WAEC NECOGCE. But for the sake of this time in this video, I don't want it to be too long. I'll choose for you. So this is the kind of soft drink dash. A. I do not like the taste of which. Ungrammatical, doesn't make sense. B, of which taste I do not like. Then C, the taste of which I do not like. Then D, which its taste I do not like. This one doesn't sound well too. And then whose I do not like the taste of it. This one outrightly sounds wrong. So if you look at it really holistically, you would be in between B and C. This is the kind of soft drink of which taste I do not like, the taste of which I do not like. Now the taste will come just after soft drink, right? So C is the grammatically correct part of that sentence. This is the kind of soft drink, the taste of which I do not like, not of which taste I do not like. There is a mix-up there for this. So C is the correct option. And then question 3. Choose from the options letter A to E, the one that contains the sound segment presented by the given phonetic symbol. Now, anytime you see this symbol, it means what? This is E. This is long E sound, right? And this I sound is with 2 dots. Just simply means long E sound. Alright, so which of these words now that you know the sound? If you don't know the sound, you won't be able to pick the correct answer. You just do minimal. So now that you know the sound, which of these words has that sound? You have bearing, you have beat, you have beauty, you have beat, you have lie. Alright, so if you paid attention to my pronunciation of the words, you will see that we are in between B and D. So we have beat and we have beat. Now, but the difference between these two is that this one has a short sound. This one is this sound without these 2 dots. I without the 2 dots. Why this is the long sound. So this is the correct option. B, beat. It contains this long E sound. Question 4. From the options letter A to E, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. The magistrate had hardly finished pronouncing his judgment dash the accused collapsed. It must have been a serious judgment. You see, it says the magistrate had hardly. Who is the magistrate? You can say the judge, right? Or the jury had hardly finished pronouncing his judgment dash the accused collapsed. Now, I'll just give you this trick so that you don't stress yourself. Anytime you see it in the exam, you know what to do. Hardly would always go with when. Hardly always go with when. So when you see hardly, look around the options for when. So the magistrate that hardly finished pronouncing his judgment when the accused collapsed. That will be option D. And then question 5. After each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretations of the sentence is given. Choose the interpretation that you consider most appropriate for each sentence. Most appropriate, meaning that some of them would sound appropriate, but one is the most appropriate or would work with the sentence the most. So you have what? Nwanze enjoys taking people for a ride. This means that Nwanze enjoys what? You have cheating others, disrespecting others, driving towards brand of cars. It's not literal. This is an expression. Alright? So it's an idiomatic expression. It's not a literal expression. It doesn't contain, or the statement is not giving a direct understanding or meaning. It's an expression. So Nwanze enjoys taking people for a ride. For a ride is an expression. So, and which of these options would go with that? That would be cheating others, takes people for a ride, or disrespecting others, or helping his fellow man. So it won't be C, D, or E, because it's not about driving of cars. It's not giving respect to people. So that would be B. It dishonors people. It doesn't give people their right or allows them to express themselves. It cheats people. Okay, it will also go with cheating. So I'll preferably go with option A there. Let me know which of the options you think sits well, A or B. But I would take A, because taking people for a ride will means cheating them, right? You know that this is their right, but you overrule their right. Okay, so that would be A. And then 6. From the options that are A to E, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. We had better make dash with. We had better make dash what is available. So which of these will fill that in? You have option A. We had better make do with what is available. We shouldn't even stress ourselves going too far. The correct option is A. We had better make do. That means let's manage what we have or what is available right now. So that's A. Make do with what's available. Question 7. From the options letter A to E, choose the one that best completes. Okay, same thing. Question 8 now. From the words letter A to D, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. I crave your dash to formally introduce the compare for this August gathering. Now, from this introduction, you can deduce that this is a formal presentation. Okay, a person is trying to present something in a formal setting. So which of these options is appropriate? Mind you the condition here. All right, you should always listen to look at the instructions. It says best. Okay, so I crave your approval, cooperation. Which one is often used or is the right word to be used in a formal setting? And that will be indulgence. I crave your indulgence to formally introduce and compare for this August gathering. Question 9. Choose from the options A to E the one that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the underlined letter. And what's the underlined letter there? E in the word seek. Now it's definitely symbolized as high, but it has the sound E. Seek. E. That's the E sound, the short E sound, like we've seen in about question 2 or 3 thereabout. So which of these has that E sound, short E sound? You have beast, you have check, pretty, seek, seize, short E sound, pretty, ED is in that pretty. You have beast, you have check, this one doesn't have it, beast has the long E. Then you have seek, long E. You have seize, long E. You have pretty, it's in pretty, the short E sound. Alright, question 10. Choose from the options letter A to E the one that has the correct stress with the word given. In each word, only one syllable has the main primary stress, and the syllable is written in capital letter. So you are asked to find out where the stress is, the primary stress is on the word imagination. So the first one says imagination, no stress. Okay, the stress is on the first syllable, yeah? And then you have imagination. E, the way I like to do it, or the way we're taught in secondary school, is to put the stress on that syllable. So in this case, now if I'm to read option A, I'll say imagination. And then option B, I'll say imagination. And then C, I'll say imagination. And D, I'll say imagination. And E, I'll say imagination. Imagination. Okay, so that would be D. D has a correct, it's actually on NA, imagination. Good. So that's that. Alright, if you've watched up until this point, this video, it shows that you are enjoying it. And if you are, why not smash the like button? It shows that you like the video. It suggests to YouTube that the video can be pushed to a larger audience of people. This is your own way of appreciating us for this good work so that we can continue to produce more for you. And whilst you are at it, make sure to smash the subscribe button, because shortly after this I will be making the literature video that would cover 30 other questions that are likely to be found in your NECO or WAEC GCE for this year, so that you don't miss out on that. Now let's continue with question 11. Choose from the options A to E the one that has the same consonant sound as the one represented by the underlined letter. What's the sound? We sound. In this word, how does the sound come up? Let's see. Swindle. 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 You can see that. So which of these words now has that? You have due. Due. It's not there. It's not in due from what you can hear from the sound that come out of my mouth. Due. You have few. Few. You can see the shape of my mouth when I call swindle and when I call few. Then you have move. We need not even think about it. It's not in move. We have slow. It's not in slow. We have wind. Wind. Is it in wind? Alright. So the correct option where we have swindle is in few. 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 Right? Good. So that's option B. Now question 12. Choose from the options letter A to E the one that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the underlined letter. And what's the word? Gear. Some call this gear. Now, if you don't know how to call the word, you won't be able to pick where the sound is. So you must learn a lot of words. So that you should read novels and listen to American movies and American literatures, okay? So that you know the correct tonation to words. Now, many people call this gia in Nigeria. You call this gia, but that's the wrong way to pronounce it. Alright? It's actually called gear. Alright? My gear. Some call it G. Some say gear. Right? So it's not G. This G here is not pronounced as G. It's pronounced as G. Or gear. Right? So noting now that sound E, A, or G. Which of these words has that sound? These are the questions you are going to find in your NECO WAEC, so you better understand them. And if you want to practice more of these questions, past questions like this, you'll see the link to download our apps where we have numerous numbers of questions that is loaded onto the apps for free. You can go download them and begin practicing, and if you want the compilation, because we also have compilation for this, you want the compilation of 200 of these kinds of questions with the answers taken, you can also comment in the comment section and I'll be happy to forward it to you. So this is give. So which of these has that give? You have badge. Badge. It's not there. Because if you go with badge, it means that you are calling this which is not correct. You have bridge, no. You have G, you can see that now. You have G, or some people may say gear, if you want to call this as gear. So, whichever way, C has your correct answer. Question 13. Choose from the options letter A to E, the one that has the same stress with the word given. In each word, only one syllable has the main primary and the syllable is written in capital letter. What's the word? First of all, you need to know how to pronounce the word, like I said. And this word is desegregate. Desegregate is about the opposite of segregate. Alright? Now, anytime or any place you see this prefix, DE, just know at the back of your mind that the stress would be on that DE. Do you get it now? That's a trick you should know. So, desegregate, where would the stress be? It's on DE. Anytime you see that prefix, which is like the opposite, used for opposite, know that the stress will be on it. So, DE is the correct option, option A. And then 14, choose from the options lettered A to E, the one that most appropriately completes each sentence or the sentence. I am playing host to my dash this weekend. I'm playing host to my dash this weekend. A. Parents-in-law. B. Parents-in-laws. C. Parents-in-law. Alright, so this B answer is not correct. It looks wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Not even looks right, it's wrong. So we are in between parents-in-law and parents-in-law. Now, parents-in-law will mean one parent, and parents-in-law will be both parents of your spouse, right? So that would be parents-in-law. I'm playing host to my parents-in-law this weekend, option D. And then 15. Choose from the option letter A to E, the one that has a different stress pattern from the others. Now let's see the options. Favor, country, mother, impartial. Okay, so this is two syllables, 2, 2, and 3. So favor, 2, country, mother, and impartial. Where is it? Which one is different? Which is the odd word? Impartial. Correct. So question 16. Choose from the options that A to B the interpretation you consider most appropriate for this expression. I wish you more power to your elbow. What does it mean? It's an expression. What does it mean? This means that the speaker wishes the listener what? A higher position, good health, greater attempt, more muscle, more strength. Now, anytime you hear elbow, idiomatically, or in other figures of speech, like this or as this, it is used to express strength because it's believed that your elbow is a place of strength, right? Good. So having said that, tell me, what's the correct option? I wish you more power to your elbow. This is that the speaker is wishing the listener more strength, more accomplishments, all right, more abilities. So that's E. 17. Choose interpretation that you consider most appropriate of the following questions. By studying and participating extensively in social activities on the campus, Adamu appeared to be biting more than he can chew. This means that Adamu was what? Look at that expression there. Biting more than he can chew. What is the meaning, literally? It says attempting too much, becoming a glutton. This is literal meaning. It's not what is being said here. Becoming popular, becoming sociable, getting over ambitious. Alright, so what's it? It's between A and E, right? So what's the correct one? Biting more than one can chew is what? Attempting too much. You're trying to do too much than its capacity or than you can handle at a given time. So that's A. 18. Choose from the options lettered A to E, the one that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word. What's the underlined word? Rigid. The headmaster used to be very rigid in his opinion, but now he has become more experienced and dash. Which of these is the opposite of rigid? Rigid is something that is strong, who refuses to shake or bend. So, opposite of rigid is what? Flexible, soft. Not really soft, ability to be malleable, to change, to bend, to flexible. 19. Choose from the options that are A to B the question that is best answered by the statement containing the stressed word which is written in capital letter. This is a tricky one, so you've got to pay attention. Paul is the director of this club. Which of these options best answers this statement considering director as a stressed word? That's what we are asked to do right there. A. Was Paul the director of this club? B. Is Paul the director of that club? C. Is Paula? Paula is not connected to this, so let's cross C out. Is Paul the founder of this club? Was Paul the owner of this club? Now, founder does not rhyme with director, so let's also cross D out. And then owner does not connect to director, so we can also cross E out. So we're left with A and B now. Was Paul the director of this club? Is Paul the director of that club? Now, that is opposing our very foundational statement, so it doesn't work for this. Okay, so we can also cross B out, leaving us with A. Was Paul the director of this club? No, Paul is the director of this club. Present. And so A is our option. 20. Choose from the options that are A to B the one that has the same vowel sound as the one presented by the underlined letter. Now pronounce this word for me. Nose. Nose. So what's that sound? This O sound. When you pronounce nose, what came into your ears? That's O. Nose. O. Right? Nose. O. Okay, so that's the O sound. So which of these words has the O sound? You have blow. You have on. That's O sound. So you can strike B out. I'm showing you how to do elimination method when you have plenty options like this. Even if the options get to J, if you use this method I'm showing you, you would easily pick out the answer. You won't be confused. So you have on, that's O sound. You can strike O out. You have horse, O sound. You can strike horse out. You have lose, U sound. You can strike lose out. You have nose, O sound. You can strike nose out. So we are left with O, blue, nose, blue, nose. you can connect the sound, right? So that's what option A. Right. So again, I'm sure you've enjoyed this video up until this time. I'm enjoying it as much as you are enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, make sure you like, you state in the comment section, gingering me to keep it up that you're really enjoying it, so that I can make a follow-up to this video. And so that you'll be notified, you might need to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification, so that when I release another edition or I update these questions, you'll be notified. And of course, I said, if you want to practice these questions, hundreds of them, you can download our apps for free. The link to do that is in the description of this video, and begin to practice. We also have the compilation, should in case you want to download it, put it on your device and practice at your own pace. Why not? Feel free to ask in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond. Now let's finish up with this. 21. Choose from the options that are A to E the one that contains the sound segment presented by the given phonetic symbol. What's this sound? This is the G letter and has the what? Excuse me. Has the G sound. G, G, G. So we have biology. You can hear that G. So except you don't know the sound. If you don't know the sound, you go and take biology. There's G there. You will be very wrong. So this is not G sound, this is G. G. Did you do phonetics in school? If you did, then you know what I'm saying. So this is G sound, G sound rather. So biology, we strike biology out. Then you have king, king, king. You can hear the sound there at the end, king. That's the good sound. Then you have resign, that's it's not there. You have sign, it's not there. You have signature, it's not there. So it's in king, king. King has that phonetic sound. 22. Choose from the option letter A to E, the one that has the same consonant sound as the one on the line. Mutin, mutin, another tricky word that if you don't know how to pronounce, you won't be able to pick the sound. You see, and there will be many options that will have similar sound, so you can end up taking the wrong sound. So, but in this case, you have mutin, mutin. All right. So, which of these has that tin sound? Tin sound. You have beaten. Beaten. Right out of the gate, beaten stands out for me. Beaten. I've not even seen other options, but let's see them. You have commotion. We don't see it there. You have dean. No. Kettle. Kettle. No. You have turn. Turn. So we have beaten, mutin, beaten, mutin. It's A. Do you agree? If you don't agree, let me know in the comment section that, oh no, I don't agree to this and that, and then we can talk. 23. Choose from the option that A to D, the one that has the same consonant sound. What's the consonant sound here? That C is the consonant, and the sound there will be what? Vice. Vice. It's actually a short C. Vice. So which of these words has that sound? You have cat. Cat has k. So it can't be that because cat has the k, almost like the K sound. This is the sound of cat. Yeah. K. That's the sound. So you have chalk. It's not the same. And then you have dot. You have dress. Can you see it now? Ah! You saw it, yeah? So dress. It has a vice. Dress. Vice. Dress. It has a C sound. So our option is option D. 24. Choose from the options letter A to E, the one that is most nearly opposite in meaning. Religious people are expected to be ascetic. Now, this is another word. If you don't know the meaning of ascetic, how do you know the option to take? You just say, meaning, money, more meaning. So, the meaning of ascetic here is pious. What's pious? Moderate. That's the right word. So, religious persons are expected to be ascetic, pious, moderate. Okay? And what's the opposite of moderate? Extravagant. Flamboyant will mean ostentatious. Oh, I'm already speaking too much grammar. Or, you know, so extravagant to mean spender. Like too much, larger than life, extravagant. But religious people, and you know it's for a fact that religious people, pastors, of course, it's not the same these days nowadays, but yeah, they are expected to be pious or ascetic. So the opposite of that is extravagant. 25. Choose from the option the one that has letter A to the most appropriate question to the given sentence containing an emphatic stress word. The emphatic stress word is written in capital letter. Now, whenever you see emphatic stress, it's actually saying that in that sentence or that statement, you should find the opposite to the one that is underlined. It's Oyinbo. You understand? They should have just said opposite, but they are trying to jiggle your brains. So emphatic will mean the opposite. So farmers plant crops during the rainy season. Which of these would be the opposite of this? Let's start the elimination method. Let's start from E. Do laborers plant crops during the rainy season? Laborers, farmers, they are not together. The word must be the same with what we have here. We are talking about farmers, not laborers, so we can strike E out. Do farmers plant crops during the dry season? We are talking about I said the emphatic stress would only apply to the one that is underlined or in bold, which it can only, this is the only thing that can change here. Every other thing must be the same. Now they've changed dry season, so it's supposed to be rainy, so we can strike D out. It's not the option. Do farmers plant crops before the rainy season? The question is during, not before. We can strike C out. Do farmers level crops during the rainy season? Now, level doesn't even make sense here. We can strike B out. Do farmers harvest? Yes. Let's see others. During the rainy season. During the rainy season, correct. So the only difference here is what plant and harvest. So our option is option A, correct. 26 now. Choose from the one A to E that is most appropriate in interpretation for each of the following statements. Chief Gaba is the life wire of our club. Life wire. What's life wire? It's just like in electronics or electrical engineering. Life wire is the main wire that supplies light. So when you hear is the life wire, it means that he's the real man, he's the main man. Without him, things are not working well in that club. Okay, so Chief Gaba is the life wire of our club. This means that Chief Gaba is what in NEPA official, no, it's an expression. Like I said before, it's not literal, so it's not in NEPA official, and it's not an electrician. It's not likely. Don't fall for it. It's not likely. So it's vital, important. Is the key man. Is the main man, like I said. So that's D. 27. Choose from the options A to E the one that has the same vowel sound as the one represented on the line. That's what? Fourth. Now, what is this sound? I'll give you 2 seconds to give me this sound from all that we've been looking at since. This sound, fourth. That's O. You can see it now, it's clear. Fourth, O. So which of these words has the O sound? You have cough, drought, buck, pot, rough. I'll take it again. Cough. I'm giving you some time to think through. Cough. No. Let's see another one. Drought. O sound. Drought. Buck. Not here. It's not in C. So can take C out. Pot. Rough. Can take E out. It's the same sound that is in cough that is in rough. So we are left with drought and pot. Which of them has the correct sound? Pot. Drought. I'll go with drought. Because this sound, pot, is a long O for me. Long O. Although pot is also trying to fit in, but pot looks like a short O for me. Alright? I may be wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Although I'm often not wrong. So for my option here would be what? Option B. 28. Choose from the options letter A to E the one that has the same vowel sound as represented on the line letter. What is it? This is E. Bill. Bill. E. So we have bed, bite, sit, sight, woman. Woman doesn't even cut it, so we're gonna take woman out. We have sit, bill, bite, bite, bill. No, we take bite out. Bed, take bed out. So we are between sit and sight. We have bill, E. This is what? Is this a long E or a short E? Bill, that's a long E. So sit is the correct option. Sit is a long E. Bill has a long E. Sight has a short one. So sit is the correct option. 29. Choose from the options A to E the one that most appropriately completes the sentence. The registrar discovered to his surprise that even as at 9 a.m., dash officers were in the office. A few, a little, few, little, some, a few, not few. You know, you might almost take few, but it's a few. That's some. A few is grammatically correct. And then the last 1. Aren't you surprised we got to the end? Choose from the options that are A to E, the one that most appropriately completes the sentence. In spite of all their shortcomings, we cannot but admire them. We cannot but admire them. Just keep that at the back of the mind. It's got to be possible. I would do a follow-up video to this, probably another 30, okay, few days to your English exam. So maybe you need to watch out for it. And to do so, I think the most logical way will be to hit the subscribe button as you prepare and wait for that notification so that you can come and get yourself fully ready for that exam. I'm sure you enjoyed this class. I enjoyed it too myself. If you have questions or probably one or two of the questions I take do not resonate well with you or you share a different opinion, let us talk in the comment section. I'll be happy to hear your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Cacao,